Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark Review for the 14th of December 2021. 12 match AEW Dark taped at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, within the last few weeks. Chris Statlander with Orange Cassidy defeating Maria Shafar. This is the AEW debut for Shafar. She's able to showcase her judo background, a bunch of throws, Statlander counters, and catches into hammerlocks and other interesting counters. Statlander also lands a boop on Shafar's nose, but Shafar responds with a super kick followed with a squishing Statlander's nose in retaliation. Shafar gets a near fall and a pump handle suplex. In the end, Statlander wins with submission with a spider crab, upping her record to 28-5. Shafar looks decent in comparison to what she was allowed to do in NXT, and yet again, AEW brings wrestling out of people that are being wasted by WWE. Anyway, Nick Canamaro defeating Dean Fleming. This is an experiment that I would not support. AEW debut for Fleming, which was fine. One-sided. Camarado owning basically 99.2% of the match. Camarado is 16-14 overall, wins with an Alabama Slam that looked pretty snug, to say the very least. Throwaway women's match that honestly no one cares about except internet nerds. Rio and Rio Mizunami defeating Emi Sakura and Mai Serja. This is the in-ring debut for Serja. Sakura counters Tiger Fake Kick from Riho into a modified backbreaker and follows up with a hanging gutbuster. Nails several shoulder blocks, followed by a double spear on Serja and Sakura. Serja then manages to get the match under control, hitting a tornado code red on Mizunami. Serja and Riho do have a decent enough exchange with a bunch of counters and that, but then Riho wins with the Sumato on Serja and then gets the win for her team. Not a match that needs to happen. Jade Cargill defeats Valentina Rossi. Rossi matches Cargill in size but not strength. Jade dominates. Cargill is now 21-0. Jaded wins her the match in the process. Then Angelico defeats Invictus Clash. Didn't even know that Angelico was still here. Clash tries a bunch of submissions and targets Angelico's leg. Angelico takes down and takes control using the Navarro Death Roll, winning the match by submission. I honestly think Angelico is being wasted by the promotion, but there's a lot of people you can say that about. Ty Conti with -1 and Anna Jay defeats Heather Monroe. Heather Monroe is decent. Monroe worked in the heel role and dominates early. Conti then uses striking to change things up in her favor, and then Monroe pump kicks into a released German at a DDT. Later, Conti wins another match, and her record is now 41-7. Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson with Arn Anderson defeats Fabo Andre and Tony Dinelli. Anderson is certainly a chip off the old block of his father, and ultimately he gets a win after a gourd buster on Dinelli, and then post-match Anderson and Johnson cut promos. Shivani is about to talk to Brock, but the Gun Club interferes, and they teased a feud with Lee and Brock. The Sons of Billy Gunn deliver a decent enough heel promo, but nothing that has to be seen. Anyway, Chuck Taylor with a Wheeler Yuta defeats Ryan Nemeth with the Wingman. Nemeth cut a backstage promo earlier in the show, talking about Taylor only being over because of Orange Cassidy and that he's better than him. I would agree with this. Chuck Taylor has been a completely inconsequential wrestler, except for the Orange Cassidy run there. Anyway, Wingman interfered on Nemeth's behalf. Taylor is able to neutralize them with a suicide dive. Nemeth then tries to win with a dirty pin. Wheeler then takes his feet off the ropes, and Taylor counters with a roll-up to win the match. After the match, Wingman attacked Yuta, and Taylor. Cassidy comes out and with the attack, and so Cesar Bononi gets taken down a little bit too. Sean Spears defeats Josh Woods. This is the AEW debut for Woods, and Woods is obviously the current pure champion in Ring of Honor, showcasing why he is the title holder with submission work on Spears. Woods then tries to go for a suicide dive, but Spears counters with a knee strike, and Woods almost makes Spears tap to an ankle lock, but Spears is able to reach the ropes. Woods then goes to the top, but Spears hits the C4 and wins, upping his record to 17-4. I imagine that Woods, with the all-but death of Ring of Honor, is going to end up with the promotion. Nyla Rose defeats Zelda Zanding. Rose wins with a beast bomb and a complete squash. Arjun Singh defeats Tony Vincenta. Singh 1 and 3 wins with a modified GTS in a short match. And then 2.0 and Daniel Garcia defeat Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Coca Man, and Evil Uno. Crowd's into it. I'm certainly not. Anyway, so fans are obviously in for the Dark Order. Reynolds is near fall on Garcia. Crucifix pin 2.0 isolates Reynolds, and Garcia targets ribs in the back into the back, and eventually Evil Uno gets a hot tag. Clears house. 2.0 wins after too hot for the show on Cabana, and then they get momentum ahead of their clash with Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz. I don't know. I mean, Dark is a mixed bag. About half the matches deserved to be there. The other half didn't need to be there. And it just shows, again, Tony Khan has done a lot for wrestling, but also has hurt the sport by allowing everyone to participate. In any event, please continue to listen along. We'll be back with more right after this.